Well, howdy there, friends. Today we're embarking on a remarkable journey to catch a glimpse of how the cast members from Family Matters, 1989 have changed over the years. We'll be revealing their true identities and ages, and you're in for a real treat as we compare their youthful days on the show to the present year of 2023. So, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all ready for this ride? Let's get this journey rolling. Number 1. Sean Harrison as Waldo Faldo Jr. Throughout most of his time on the show, Waldo was a pal to Eddie Winslow, the son of the main characters, Carl and Harriette Winslow, as well as the eccentric and iconic nerdy neighbor, Steve Urkel. Initially introduced as Willie Fuffner's friend, Waldo wasn't as malicious as Willie but often trailed along without realizing the consequences. Their mishap with alcohol at a party strained their friendship, especially due to Waldo's remorse for putting Urkel at risk. His character evolved into a good-natured guy, becoming close with Eddie. Much like Urkel, who was known as the resident nerd, Waldo played the role of the almost surrealistic, outlandish character, the resident goofball. Over time, his lack of intelligence even managed to get under Urkel's skin. Surprisingly, Waldo was unveiled as an excellent chef in the episode Food, Lies, and Videotape, despite a revelation that he didn't learn to walk until he was 10. His romantic involvement with Laura's best friend Maxine spanned multiple seasons, culminating in a breakup when he pursued culinary school. In real life, Sean Harrison mentioned his departure from the show was due to an expired contract. Additionally, Waldo hilariously claimed to have a sister named Quesadilla, supposedly named after the place of her birth, Taco Bell, while his parents debated between that or naming her Burrito Grande. Acting in Family Matters at the age of 16 in 1990, Sean Harrison is now 49, marking the passage of time since his debut on the sitcom.
For the evolution of the character. And here's another little tidbit which kind of touches on, I think, the very first part of it. I didn't quite understand what the...
Number 2. Rosetta Lenoir as Estelle, Mother, Winslow. Estelle Winslow, the matriarch of the Winslow family, stands as the mother to Carl Winslow and his siblings, the mother-in-law of Harriet, and the cherished grandmother of Eddie, Laura, and Judy Winslow. A beacon of wisdom, she fiercely defends her grandchildren and takes up residence in her son's home at the series' outset. Throughout the show, Estelle forms a deep friendship with Steve Urkel, treating him as a beloved grandson. She always delighted in his visits, urging him to stay rather than leave. Steve endearingly referred to her as Estelle, my belle, a name she adored. Despite her age, Estelle remains street smart, keeping abreast of the latest trends and pop culture, often surprising her family. In later seasons, Estelle embarks on a relationship with Fletcher Thomas, initially disapproved of by Carl but eventually accepted. The couple ties the knot in a heartwarming ceremony at the Winslow home during Season 4's Mama's Wedding. Estelle is known for her catchphrase, "Way to go, Carl," typically uttered when Carl makes mistakes. Apart from her TV role, Estelle had a vibrant career on stage, notably starring in productions like The Hot Mikado in 1939, where she portrayed Little Maid from School, Peep Bo. She showcased her talents in various stage performances as a singer and dancer in shows such as I Had a Ball, Bossa Muna, Marching with Jimmy, Janie, Decision, Three's a Family, Destry Rides Again, and the off-Broadway double entry. When she joined the sitcom Family Matters in 1989, Estelle was 78 years old. Sadly, she passed away age of 90 on March 17, 2002, in Teaneck, New Jersey, U.S.
Say, love, what is it? It's 58 years of my life, and I tell you, it's not easy for me to remember what I've done. But anyway, I started doing...
Number 3. Reginald VelJohnson as Carl Winslow. Carl faces continuous challenges from his persistent and somewhat troublesome neighbor, Steve Urkel, who affectionately calls him Big Guy. Despite Steve's habitual clumsiness, which often leads to financial and time-related woes for the Winslow family, he displays a surprising level of maturity, taking responsibility for his blunders, outdoing Eddie in this aspect. Throughout the series, despite his initial exasperation, Carl stands by Steve, extending a helping hand during difficult situations. To his surprise, Carl develops an unexpected affection for Steve as time progresses. As a member of the Chicago Police Department, Carl approaches his role with unwavering dedication, earning a reputation for competence despite dealing with incompetent superiors. VelJohnson, recognized for portraying law enforcement officers in films and television, had early career appearances in Ghostbusters as a municipal corrections officer and in Crocodile Dundee as a limo driver. He notably starred alongside Tom Hanks as Det. David Sutton in Turner and Hooch, stepping into the role after Gene Hackman became unavailable. VelJohnson also had a recurring role as Pastor Brother Haywood on Mike and Molly. In 2021, he voiced Principal Winslow in the animated adaptation of the comic Invincible, where the main character attends a high school named after VelJohnson and the character itself pays homage to his role as Carl Winslow from Family Matters. He also voiced multiple minor characters in the series and reprised his role as David Sutton on Disney's Turner and Hooch. In 1989, when he acted in the sitcom Family Matters, he was 37 years old. Now he is 71 years old.
A working smoke detector on every level of your home and in each bedroom. Keep household cleaners and medicines out of reach and set your water heater at 120 degrees.
Number 4. Jo Marie Payton as Harriette Winslow. Harriette Baines Winslow serves as Carl's spouse, Rachel's elder sister, the biological mother of Eddie, Laura, and Judy, Richie's aunt, adoptive mother to 3J, and the daughter of Jimmy and Darlene Baines. Harriette embodies a conservative and resolute demeanor, valuing her dual roles as a mother and a career woman. She is forthright and unreserved about her feelings, often avoiding telling people what they want to hear. Her journey began in Perfect Strangers as an elevator operator for the Chicago Chronicle, where she faced layoffs but eventually reclaimed a position as director of security in Two-Income Family. However, her strong principles led to her dismissal from the Chronicle in A Matter of Principle, refusing to compromise her security staff during a financial crunch. She later found employment at Ferguson's department store, starting as a service clerk in The Looney Bin, and rising to head of sales in Out with the Old. Her portrayal resonated so deeply with audiences that she was granted her own show, Family Matters, in 1989, continuing her character's journey from Perfect Strangers as a mother in a middle-class African-American family in Chicago. Beyond her television roles, Payton co-hosted the 15th annual NAACP Theater Awards with Glenn Turman in 2005 and appeared on Meet the Browns as Shirley Van Owen in August 2009. Additionally, she hosted her program, Second Chance with Jo Marie Payton, on the Home Team Network. In 2012, Payton featured in the GMC TV movie special From This Day Forward. Back in 1989, when she joined the sitcom, Family Matters, Payton was 39 years old, but now, she is 73 years old, marking the passage of time since her involvement in the series.
Everybody got the same thing.
Everybody got the same thing. Everybody got a Family Matters watch or set of towels or some caps or whatever. Everybody from Tom Miller, Bob Boy, and all.
Number 5. Darius McCrary as Eddie Winslow. Edward James Arthur Winslow, known as Eddie, shows an avid interest in sports, particularly in the NBA and NFL. As the eldest child of Carl and Harriette Winslow, he was their only son until they welcomed 3J into their family during season 8. In the early series, Eddie embodies the stereotypical traits of a high school slacker, exhibiting average grades, irresponsible behavior, and a keen pursuit of beautiful girls. Initially portrayed as well-meaning yet academically challenged during his high school years, Eddie often clashed with his father, Carl, due to the latter's strict rules and Eddie's immature attitude, frequently leading to rule-breaking. He holds a rebellious and pleasure-seeking outlook on adulthood, perceiving it as a state free from rules, authority, and consequences. Despite demanding to be treated as an adult, Eddie inconsistently displays adult-like behavior and actively evades responsibilities associated with adulthood. McCrary began his acting career as a child and made his film debut in the 1987 comedy Big Shots. He portrayed the character Malcolm Winters on The Young and the Restless, a role originally played by Shamar Moore. McCrary departed from the series in October 2011, alongside his former Family Matters co-star Bryton James. He released his first album in the same year. On January 6, 2010, McCrary appeared as himself on the CBS show I Get That a Lot, where he encountered Paris Hilton while pumping gas. Initially mistaking her for someone doing community service, he engaged in a playful exchange before recognizing her. McCrary later starred in the stage play In-Laws from Hell, written, directed, and produced by Adriana L. Williams. When he commenced his role in the sitcom Family Matters in 1989, McCrary was only 13 years old, but now he is 47, marking the passage of time since his involvement in the show.
First production, Ivan Reitman, Robert Mandel, who still to this day is one of my favorite directors in cinema history.
Number 6. Jamie Foxworth as Judy Winslow. Judith, Judy, Winslow, Judith, Judy, Winslow, the youngest biological daughter of Carl and Harriette Winslow, starts the series at 9 years old and remains in the show until she turns 13. It's hinted that she shares a close bond with her sister, Laura. Initially attending elementary school, Judy progresses to middle school for 6th grade. However, following the 4th season episode, Mama's Wedding, Judy's character abruptly vanishes from the series without explanation. The show's co-creator and executive producer, William Bickley, mentioned her departure was due to budget constraints. She briefly appears in archived footage in the season 6 episode, What's Up, Doc? Foxworth, who ventured into modeling at 5 years old and appeared in national TV ads, landed the role of Judy Winslow on the long-standing sitcom Family Matters. However, her screen time diminished notably after the introduction of Steve Urkel, played by Jaleel White. Aside from her acting, she and her sisters formed a musical group, SHE, releasing their debut album, Three's a Charm, on July 1, 1997, under Shaquille O'Neal's TW-ism Interscope Records label. From 2000 to 2002, she transitioned into the adult film industry, performing in adult films under the alias Crave. When she started her role in the sitcom Family Matters in 1989, Foxworth was 10 years old. Today, she is 43 years old, marking the passage of time since her involvement in the show.
If you're planning on getting into this business, I did Ask Me on Instagram, and this was like the 3rd requested question, so let's get into it.
Number 7. Kelly Shaninia Williams as Laura Lee Winslow. Carl Winslow. She becomes the object of Steve Urkel's affections and holds aspirations of becoming an attorney. In her school days, Laura epitomizes the ideal girl, beautiful, popular, and consistently excelling in her studies. Unlike her brother, who leans towards sports and slackens in academics, Laura exhibits a strong sense of independence and dedication to her education. She experiences distress when her perfect streak of straight-A grades is disrupted by a solitary B+. Her determination often leads her to undertake various ventures alone, not always making the best decisions. From attempting to initiate a babysitting business as a child to pushing herself to study relentlessly despite her parents' advice to rest, Laura consistently strives for success independently. In a bid to save money for a car, she takes up a graveyard shift. Although accepted into Harvard University in season 7, she declines the offer due to the family's financial constraints, claiming it's because she doesn't want to be far from home. Post Family Matters, Williams ventures into acting on the ABC television show What About Joan? She secures recurring roles in the hit UPN sitcom Moesha as Charisse J. Mitchell in 1996, and later portrays Michelle, Nikki's rival, in The Parkers. Reuniting with her former Family Matters co-star Darius McCrary, Williams appears in the UPN sitcom Eve for 2 episodes and stars in the final cliffhanger episode as Lynn. She also features in the Style Network's Clean House for 6 episodes in 2009 as a substitute host for Niecy Nash. Starting her role in the sitcom Family Matters in 1989 at the age of 13, Williams is now 47 years old, marking the passage of time since her involvement in the show.
I realized that I enjoyed that part as well. And that I knew my father and my stepmother, that they were.
Number 8. Jaleel White as Steve Urkel. Steve. Quincy Urkel, the neighboring presence to the Winslows, emerges as an exceedingly bothersome, boisterous, and inept individual. Characterized as the epitome of a nerd, he sports oversized, thick glasses, dons high-water pants with suspenders, possesses a nasal-toned voice, and boasts a distinctive snorting laugh. He first graced the screen in the episode Laura's First Date, showcasing an ongoing infatuation with Laura Winslow, tirelessly vying for her affections. Among his memorable antics, he popularizes the Urkel dance, a quirky routine he frequently performs. Steve is typically depicted as peculiar and nerdy but inherently kind-hearted and well-intentioned. Yet, his lack of social awareness often leads others, especially the Winslow family, to find him bothersome. Despite this, Steve's redeeming quality lies in his genuine care for others. Over time, his sincerity gradually wins the respect and fondness of many, even as he remains a source of comedic chaos and random mishaps. Among the Winslows, Carl, Eddie, and Laura endure the brunt of his antics, as Steve is most eager to establish a close bond with them, leading to informal and often disrespectful behavior. Despite his good intentions, he can be oblivious to how his actions affect others. Jaleel White, who initiated his career at 3 years old, secured his initial television role with a guest appearance on The Jeffersons in 1984. He later auditioned for the role of Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show, getting cast before being replaced by Keisha Knight Pulliam due to a shift in the show's direction mirroring Cosby's real-life family. When White commenced his role in the sitcom Family Matters in 1989 at 13 years old, he is now 46 years old, marking the passage of time since his involvement in the show.
Soul and a uniqueness, because all I was really doing was a bad Ed Grimley.
Number 9. Thelma Hopkins as Rachel Crawford. Rachel Baines Crawford, Harriette's younger and widowed sister, moved in with the Winslows soon after her husband, Robert, passed away. She is the mother of Richie Crawford and the daughter of Jimmy Baines, who made an appearance in the second season's episode, Finding the Words, to reconcile with Rachel and Harriette after leaving them when they were young. Beyond being a budding singer, Rachel is a writer and entrepreneur, notably opening Rachel's Place in the second season, replacing Leroy's, a similar hamburger joint inadvertently damaged by Urkel while working there. Initially prominent throughout the first 3 seasons of Family Matters, Rachel gradually appeared less frequently in the 4th season, eventually gaining her own sitcom. She made intermittent appearances in the 6th and 9th seasons. Rachel notably held a self-perceived sense of beauty surpassing Harriette and was known for her collection of hats during the show's early seasons. Her final appearance on the show occurred in the Christmas-themed episode, Deck the Malls, from the 9th season. In subsequent years, she took on roles as Richard T. Jones' mother in the romantic comedy The Wood and portrayed Romany Malco's mother in the comedy film The Love Guru. She also featured in J.D. Lawrence's stage play The Clean-Up Woman in October 2008. From 2002 to 2006, she starred in the UPN sitcom Half and Half alongside Rachel True, Essence Atkins, and Valerie Pettyford. Rachel also had recurring roles on The Hulas and Any Day Now. Later, from 2010 to 2013, she co-starred alongside Terry Crews and Essence Atkins in the TBS sitcom Are We There Yet? When she began her role in the sitcom Family Matters in 1989, Rachel was 41 years old. Presently, she is 75 years old, marking the passage of time since her involvement in the show.
Years and years ago, once I got on the show, that she was a huge fan of the Young Wrestlers. She knows
I know more about it than he does.
Number 10. Brighton McClure as Richie Crawford. Richie Crawford, the sole son of Robert and Rachel Crawford, faced the loss of his father, Robert, before his birth, prompting Rachel's relocation into the Winslow household. Carl effectively steps into the fatherly role that was left vacant due to Robert's passing. Richie makes his debut in the show almost a year old, but his age is advanced to 3 years old at the start of the second season in the episode Rachel's Place. He embodies the typical mischievousness of a child and looks up to Steve Urkel, even affectionately referring to him as Uncle Steve, due to Steve's frequent visits and unwavering crush on Laura. Later on, Richie forms a friendship with 3J, a young orphan. His final appearance in the series occurs in the Christmas-themed episode, Deck the Malls, from the 9th season, often engaging in a sibling-like rivalry with Judy. James commenced his career at the young age of 2, appearing in commercials and magazine ads, including one featuring Michael Jackson. At 4, he took on the role of Richie Crawford on the sitcom Family Matters, showcasing his talent in over 200 episodes from 1990 to 1997. Furthermore, he portrayed Devin Hamilton on the CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless from June 2004. His performances earned him the 2007 Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Younger Actor in a Drama Series, alongside nominations in 2006 and 2008. He also received several NAACP Image Award nominations for Outstanding Actor in a Daytime Drama Series from 2005 through 2008, clinching the award in 2009. When he commenced his role in the sitcom Family Matters in 1990, James was merely 3 years old. Presently, he is 37 years old, marking the passage of time since his involvement in the show.
Watch out, Mom.
I'm pointing at him because I know I didn't go for it.
Ever since I learned that she was such a fan of the show, I was telling the writers and
Number 11, Michelle Thomas as Myra Monkhouse. Myra exudes an attractive charm and holds a deep attraction towards nerdy boys and polka music, embodying a perky and persistent personality. In the 5th season's A Matter of Principle, Myra transfers to Vanderbilt High School to be closer to her affectionate nickname for Steve, Stevie Kins. While Steve is also drawn to Myra, his feelings for her never grow throughout the series. He agrees to date her only if their friendship with Laura remains unaffected. This dynamic frequently fuels Myra's perception of competition with Laura for Steve's affection, despite Laura's lack of romantic interest in him. Myra's attempts to reconcile with Laura often intensify misunderstandings, perpetuating an adversarial relationship between them, even in non-Urkel related situations. Michelle Thomas embarked on her career in 1983 through her first television commercial, followed by an appearance with Hal Jackson on Soul Train in December 1984, after winning the Miss Talented Teen International pageant. From 1993 to 1998, she portrayed the character of Myra Monkhouse, Steve Urkel's girlfriend, in Family Matters. Post the sitcom's conclusion, Thomas took on the role of Callie Rogers, an aspiring singer and love interest of Malcolm Winters, in the daytime soap The Young and the Restless. However, in October 1998, she took a medical leave from the show due to her declining health, despite her ongoing work in music recording. She made a posthumous appearance as Anne in the film Unbowed in 1999. When she joined the sitcom Family Matters in 1993, she was 21 years old. Sadly, on December 23, 1998, Thomas passed away at the age of 30 in New York City, U.S.
But we have come a long way, and I feel very blessed because of it, and I feel that we have a long way to go, not only as a culture, but as
We really love the cast of Family Matters. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next video.